Our film begins with a young man named Danny, who is in the police station accused of killing his father. He is questioned about his stepmother, who fled the country. We then flash back to an earlier time when Danny, having just graduated from Harvard, visits his father's house. Upon arrival, he is greeted by Mrs. Mason, the housekeeper who raised him after his mother's death. Danny goes to his father's room but doesn't find him there. When he opens the bathroom door, he sees a strange woman taking a bath. He quickly apologizes and closes the door. Moments later, his father, John, arrives and warmly hugs him, expressing his happiness at Danny's visit. John introduces him to the woman in the bathroom, his new wife, Lana, shocking Danny, as he wasn't aware of his father's marriage. Everyone goes downstairs, and Danny asks his father why he got married without informing him. John explains that he wanted it to be a surprise. John invites Danny to join a business auction, and in the garden, Danny sees Lana again and finds it hard to look away from her. In the evening, they all attend the auction, where Danny meets Harry, John's friend and lawyer. At the auction, John asks Lana to find a spot for Danny to talk with Harry about a private matter. Danny apologizes to Lana about the bathroom incident, but she asks him to forget it. Later, Lana privately speaks with Harry, which annoys John. After the auction, Lana introduces her friend Stacy to Danny. Stacy seems interested in him, but Danny is still focused on Lana. They return home with Harry, and he and John talk about business, but John is visibly angry over Lana's provocative behavior toward Harry. After Harry leaves, John's anger flares up, and he warns Lana that he will kill her if he sees her speaking to Harry again. Danny is shocked by his father's behavior. The next day, Danny asks Lana how she's doing after the argument, and she assures him she's fine. Later, John shows Danny a special car and tells him he plans to go to the bar with it after returning from the office. After John leaves, Lana takes the car, which no one but John is allowed to drive, and asks Danny to join her for a meal. They reach a restaurant and find it closed, but Lana knows where the key is hidden and lets them in. They spend a long time talking, and eventually, a romantic relationship develops between them. When they return home, they find John furious that Lana took his car without permission, intensifying Danny's guilt over betraying his father. The next day, Danny notices Lana has a cut on her hand. When he asks his father about it, John says it was from a minor argument. Later, Danny plays basketball with his father, but the game turns aggressive, with John hitting Danny and forbidding him from ever taking the car again without permission. Lana watches from afar, saddened for Danny. At night, Lana goes to check on Danny, but he urges her to leave before John finds out. She insists that John is asleep from taking sleeping pills. She tells Danny that what happened between them at the restaurant was a mistake and shouldn't happen again, but Danny argues it wasn't a mistake and, taking advantage of John's deep sleep, rekindles his romance with Lana. In the morning, John enters Danny's room, asking if he's seen Lana, who has disappeared. Lana hides quickly, and after John leaves, Danny checks that he's gone. Lana then goes to the kitchen to prepare breakfast. When John leaves for work, Lana and Danny remain home alone and resume their relationship. That night, Stacy visits, and John tells Danny he should start coming to the office to work with him, which annoys Danny, who doesn't want to work with his father. The next day, John tells Danny that Lana is cheating on him with someone else, further unsettling Danny. He reassures his father, telling him not to think that way. Danny then meets Lana at a distant hotel, informing her that his father suspects their relationship. Lana says she needs time to handle the situation. When Danny wakes up, he finds Lana gone. He returns home to discover his father has been murdered. He calls the police, who begin an investigation and determine that John's time of death was between 9 and 10 p.m. The police question both Danny and Lana, and they both lie about their whereabouts at the time. Harry arrives and takes them to his house. Once there, Lana tells Danny she went to Stacy's house because Stacy filmed them together at the hotel. She says, "I saw the video myself. Stacy filmed us in a compromising moment." She tells him that Stacy demands $100,000 to delete the video. The next day, at John's funeral, Mrs. Mason returns and warns Danny that he should leave the country and avoid Lana, or he'll regret it. Danny tries to speak with Lana, but she refuses, saying, "This is not the time to talk." Harry pulls Danny aside and tells him that he's the main suspect in his father's murder. Danny insists Lana was missing when John died, so he's not the only suspect. but Harry says that Lana has an alibi, as Stacy testified that she was with her. Danny confronts Lana, asking why she thinks he killed his father, and she replies, "I didn't kill him." Suspicion grows between them. That night, Lana refuses to go home with Danny, choosing to stay with Harry. The next day, Danny returns and asks Lana to come back, telling her about his mother's death. He reveals that his father used to beat his mother daily, refused to take her to a doctor when she fell ill, and locked her in the house. Danny admits he had wished for his father's death but insists he didn't kill him. Lana decides to go to Stacy's to resolve the video issue and promises to return with Danny. Later, Danny follows Lana to Stacy's house. Seeing them together, he tries to attack Stacy to retrieve the video. Lana becomes angry and tells him, "We need to handle this calmly before the video reaches the police and causes us trouble." Harry calls Danny and asks to meet. During their meeting, Harry advises Danny to prove his innocence since the police are about to charge him after Stacy submitted the video showing his and Lana's betrayal of John. Harry suggests using a homeless man, whom Danny saw near the hotel around 10 p.m., as an alibi. Danny returns home to find that Lana has returned with a bag of money. She explains that it's for Stacy to delete the video. Danny leaves the house but hears a noise in the garage. When he checks, he finds a suicide note with his name on it. At that moment, Lana appears and starts shooting at him. Danny manages to escape and wrests the gun from her. She accuses him of being a murderer who killed his father, saying she never expected him to be the killer. She tries to kill him before he can kill her. Danny tells her, "I didn't do it." He leaves and goes to Harry, handing over the suicide note that Lana had written before trying to kill him. Danny recounts everything to the police, but they don't believe him because Lana has vanished. The police suspect that Danny killed her. One officer insists Danny is the killer and orders his arrest. Later, the police receive news that Lana fled the country, taking half of John's money. Stacy goes to the police and confesses everything, revealing that Lana promised her a share of the money if she filmed Danny and Lana together. She also discloses that, on the night John was murdered, Lana arrived at her house with blood-stained clothes. When the police ask Stacy why she kept silent for so long, she replies, "Lana tried to kill Danny and make it look like suicide, and I feared I would be the next victim." Danny is released and returns home. Suddenly, he finds the murder weapon in the fireplace. It turns out that Stacy was his accomplice, and that he had poisoned his father by putting a toxin in the juice, paralyzing him partially. Stacy was the one who killed John while Danny was at the hotel with Lana. Danny asks Stacy if she disposed of Lana's body, and she replies that she threw it in the sea after Lana lost consciousness. Danny grows angry because he wanted to make sure the body didn't float. Stacy assures Danny the body won't surface due to the sea's depth. Danny decides to call the police and tell them he found the murder weapon to get rid of it, and leave the country with Stacy. But as he's calling the police, Lana appears alive and shoots him. She asks, "Why did you want to kill me after everything I did for you?" He replies, "This is the fate of a wife who betrays her husband." He tries to escape, but Lana follows him to a cliff. While Lana tries to kill him, the police arrive and shoot her dead. Thus, the case of John's murder is closed, with Lana recorded as the killer. Danny is exonerated and inherits the company and all his father's assets, bringing our film to an end.